Hey friendly foes, today I'm going to show you how to upcycle your old calendars into pretty origami bows, just like this. I don't know about you, but I always hoard my calendars because I love them. I get the ones with the pretty art, and then I never know what to do with them, but this is the most practical upcycle I have found. I actually do use these throughout the year, and I love these bows because they're flat, so they're great if you're mailing anything. I've already gone through an entire calendar. You can tell that it was flowers that I've made. These are just a couple of them. But you can also use this for your scrap wrapping paper. So if you still have leftover wrapping paper from the holidays, look how cute this is. John got some little penguin wrapping paper and it makes super cute little bows. So today I'm going to show you how, and we have this lovely space calendar that a friend gave me, and I'm planning on giving her a whole bunch of bows back in these cool space patterns because these are really super cool. So all you need to do this is an old calendar. You'll need a pair of scissors, possibly a little bit of tape. If you don't have it, it's not the end of the world, but it helps a little bit. And then maybe a pen or a pencil. If your calendar isn't square, we have to make it square. So that's all you need. This is a great TV craft. It's a little tricky to learn at first, but I'm gonna go slow and just be ready to stop and rewatch the various steps as I go. All right, first thing we need to do, open up your old calendar, find the staples, just remove those, and then you're gonna cut right along this edge so that you have all of your pieces of art in a stack. So I'm gonna cut to that, and we'll keep going. Okay, once your calendar's all disassembled, you're gonna pick one to start with. Let's just start with the top one. And the first thing we have to do is make this a square sheet of paper. Now, if you're lucky, your calendar is already square. This one's a little bit rectangular. So to make it square, we are going to do, remember the old grade school trick where you go corner to corner? That's what we're gonna do this time. So we're gonna take one corner, and we're going to line up, sorry, get back in frame here. We're gonna line up this edge here, and take your time with this because I've messed up a couple by rushing this fold. And before you press it down, just check and make sure that this line looks straight. And as you can see, this is going to cut off the hole from the calendar there. But if your calendar is square, like my last one is, don't worry about that hole. It's not going to show in the finished bow. Okay, fold it like that, and then you can see this little strip here. We're just going to cut that off. Okay, with that cut, now we have a perfectly square piece of art. Now you noticed I started with the art facing up. That's very important for this first step. You're going to go corner to corner, and now open it up, and we're going to do the other corner. So just bring the bottom corner all the way up to the top and give it a nice good crease like that. So now you have an X crease. Again, with the art facing up, you have that X crease. Now what we're going to do is flip it over. We've got the white side showing up. And now we're going to fold bottom to the top just in half. And again, take your time with the folds. I'm a little slow because this paper is a little sticky. There you go. Squeaky paper. Give that a nice good crease. Open it up. We're going to turn it 90 degrees. And again, fold the bottom to the top. Just like that. Now when you open it up, you've got an X going across that way and folds this way and this way. Now we are going to turn this diagonally, so one point is pointed at your stomach. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this side edge and bring it down to the bottom like this, and then put your finger on the center and open that up just like that. Do the same thing with the other side. You're going to grab that side edge, bring it down to the bottom corner, put your finger there at the top and open it up. And if you're successful, you can just smash that down and you've got a little diamond there. Now let me open that up so you can see what I did. Again, we started with the full size and we brought these two corners down to the bottom corner. So one corner, open it up, this corner, down, open it up, and then bring the top bit flat. So now you've got this little diamond. And you should be looking at the pattern side of your calendar page right now. Okay, now what we're gonna do is take this very top corner and we're just gonna fold it down. Use this crease line right here as your guide. And I can't give you an exact amount, but you're just gonna do about maybe an inch. Does that seem like an inch? Sure, we'll call that an inch. And give that a nice good crease on that top line. See there? This is going to be the center of your bow. Okay, once you've got that nice and creased, go ahead and open the whole page back up again. And be careful with this because some papers want to rip a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now in the light you can see that I've got a square right there in the middle. What we're going to do is we're going to mountain fold all of these edges. And mountain fold just means they're going to come up. So you're going to pinch with this hand, like this. Just pinch that edge, rotate, pinch the next edge. And if you need to, go ahead and go around and do them again, because you really want this to be a nice, firm crease for the next fold. Now that you've got, see how it looks like a little table on top of a pyramid? That's what you want. Now then, let me explain what we're gonna do with this next fold. We're gonna take these two edges and bring them together while bringing the top and bottom also together. It's all gonna pinch closed while the bottom of the square goes down. Now this takes, not gonna lie, it takes some finagling. So I might have John just fast forward this part because you're gonna watch me struggle with it. I have found it helps to pinch the far sides, and if you can, get both hands holding that and pushing, see how I'm pushing the square down with my thumb? And you want them to come together. Now see how it's forming almost like an hourglass shape there? That's what you want. Try to encourage it to only fold on the crease lines. And now it's starting to collapse in on itself. This is exactly what you want. And then smoosh. You smoosh it all together. Lay that down. Kind of line up your bottom bits there. And again, gently press that top piece down. So when you're done, you've got a diamond with the top kind of knocked off. Now let me show you that. Again, this is a tricky fold, so let me open it up a bit again so you can see what I did. It's actually hard to open up. So you see there's our square in there. And you see how these two edges came together while the top and bottom closed, almost like a coin purse. See that? It seems so simple once you actually get it. And then just smash it flat. Okay, and we're looking at the back side of our calendar page right now. Next step, you've got two little flaps here, 1 and 2. Just take the top bits, and you're going to fold each of these two corners into each other, again using the center fold line as a reference. And you're gonna meet like a perfectly mitered corner right there. Press that down, and then just crease that edge all the way down. Right like that. Now flip it over, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So take these two little flippy flappy bits. You're gonna make them meet at the fold line in the middle of the paper. This is thicker paper, so I'm struggling a little. Just like that, and they're gonna look like a perfectly mitered corner. Press down each side. So it should look the same on both sides now. Good? Now comes the fun part. This is the most fun part of the whole thing. You're gonna open it up. But open it up very gently. And you wanna slowly flatten, and you're gonna notice right in the middle, there's a little bubbly square. Now very carefully, so you can already see the bow taking shape. Very carefully, kind of tug on that bow, just a little, and see how it's growing. And you can kind of tap on it with your finger. And ultimately, you want that to flatten down, just like that. Okay? And again, this is the main structure of the bow done. The hard stuff's over, guys, I promise. Okay, flip it over. You got the white side showing up. See these lines right here? We're gonna cut those. So grab your scissors. This does not have to be perfect at all because they're all gonna be folded under. So don't worry about getting your lines straight or if it's a little wobbly, doesn't matter. Again, cutting just these edges here. And you're gonna do it on both sides. little flaps are free. See? Join them together, put them down on one side. These two pieces here are going to be the sides of your bow. You can see them both sides. What we're going to do, turn it to face you, take this corner right here, and you're going to fold it into this center line. Making a nice sharp point at the bottom. Just like that. Then fold in the other side. Now for this other side, overlap it just a little bit because you don't want any of this white showing. So just overlap the two edges, just a teensy bit. And press that down. See? It's kind of like it looks like a spear. Let's do that to the other side. And fold in one edge, taking it right to the center line and creasing. And then for this side, I'm going to bring this corner over and overlap just a little bit, just so you don't see any white. Okay, so you now have a double-sided spear. This bit right here, this is going to be the tails of your bow. So at this point, you want to decide which side is prettier. Now, obviously, this side is the prettier one. Grab it together, hold them both in your hand, and you're going to cut this line right here. So you can separate it so you have two tails. Just cut that all the way up to the center. Okay? And again, because we want this side to show, just flip it like that. Now you can already see your bow taking shape, right? Flip that over though, because you want the bow facing down. This is the back of the bow. Take your tails, fold in the outer edge, just a little bit, maybe about 1 inch. Just copy what I'm doing, just like that. But make sure the crease starts all the way up here. Now take the inner edge of the same tail, fold it over, again starting all the way up the center of the bow. And this one be a little bit more generous. You want that to overlap your first fold just a little. You can't really mess this up. This is just decorative. Okay, so now you've got those done. Let's do the other side. I like to start with the outer corner. Again, fold it in just a little. Then take the outer corner, a slightly more generous fold, making sure the crease is beginning all the way at the center of the bow. Just enough to slightly overlap the first fold. Okay. Ready to turn it over? Here we go. It's coming together, right? But it's a little pointy. Last step. Take your bow and just fold that over. Now what you're going to do is going to tuck that point right into the button in the middle of the bow. Now you don't have to smash this flat. You can leave it kind of up and puffy, but I like to smash it flat. So if you like it that way, go ahead and crease it so it lays perfectly flat. Let's do it the other side. And just pull that over and tuck it right in. If you want to tuck it in more, sometimes this point is especially long for me, you can just boop, just cut off a little bit. And then tuck that right into the center square. Again, smash it flat, and there you go. You have a pretty little bow. That's what it looks on the back. Now this is optional, but you see how it's kind of popping off the ground? These tails kind of stick up a bit. So what I like to do at this point is take a little piece of tape, and I just tape these two sides of the tails together. Again, that just helps it sit flat. Just like that. And that's it, y'all. You guys have made a bow. I almost forgot to say, sometimes whenever you're folding these bows, the center bit gets really creased up. You can sort of see there's a white line in mine. Just depends on your calendar and the photo paper. But if that looks bad to you, if it's really kind of chewed up, then if you cut any of those extra scraps off of your calendar page, you can easily make a new center from that. Just cut out a little piece. I'm going to try and get the really colorful section here. And then just kind of wrap it around. You can use a little tape for this too. But just fold it like that. And then I'll fold it over here. And then I'll trim it and tape it. But just to give you an idea, that way, again, if the center of the bow is looking kind of gross to you, then that's a use for your extra scraps on the calendar. Now, I happen to like the way these tails look, but if you don't, you can also cut a classic dovetail. So if you wanted, like I said, you can just, I'm probably gonna do a terrible job of this because I'm not good at dovetails. but you get the idea. You can just cut in like that. Let me try this again. Let's see, how bad can I be at this? Ooh, kind of bad. Hang on, we're gonna fix that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you can also do it that way for a more classic bow. But as I said, I feel like it looks like kind of a trailing ribbon. So I'm a big fan of leaving them long. Now, if you do have, like you can see on this one, there's a little bit of a white edge there. You can just trim that off with scissors. But that's it, guys. I know this is a tricky one, but I promise once you get the hang of it, you'll be zipping through these, and this is such a fun way to upcycle wrapping paper, like I said, or calendars, or back in the day I used to do magazines. We don't really have magazines anymore, but I would cut out any colorful ads or anything and make bows out of the magazines. It's a great upcycle, really fun, and it goes with everything. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.